So Ucha would pimp her out, bruh. She doesn't know how many guys that she slept with, trying to pay this 15K. And then the other thing that's also funny in the situation is she wasn't getting the money. Like those guys, they would come, they'd bang her. After banging her, they'd give Ucha the money. So she doesn't even know if she's paid her bill long time.
Yeah, and then, oh my wow.
You know, and then we just give her some small money saying, you see, now it's better you're becoming independent. This nigga, like, oh my God, what do you mean independent?
So Ucha was also still sleeping with her at night?
Yes, now that's his girlfriend.
Nasty. Ew.
So we knew Balisa from like grade 7-ish, and in high school, like around grade 10, she met this guy named Ucha.
So you're telling me a 27-year-old man
Who take a
liking into a 16, 17-year-old girl because he just wants to make sure she's okay? I mean, at this day and age, men don't even become friends with you for free. They're expecting something out of your friendship.
Yes, it's true.
Hey.
And she starts telling me that, oh no, it was nice in the beginning. It was nice in the beginning. Like maybe 3 months when they were staying together, that's when like he started giving her drugs, right?
What do you mean giving her drugs?
Like, okay,
3 months after starting
to live together. So she was happy to have that cash. She went, she opened the account, she gave Ucha the card with the pin. She doesn't know the pin. The banking app is on Ucha's phone. So she doesn't have access to anything that's going on in that account. She doesn't know nothing about that account. So she goes to Ucha, she's like, hey Ucha, you know, your friend is in the room and like it's like he's trying to take off his clothes. Like, what the hell?
I'm dressing.
What a heck? So she was like, Ucha was like to her, bruh, you owe me 15K. How do you think I was gonna make the 15K from you? Because the only thing I've been benefiting from you as you've been inside my house is your pussy. And also when we were seeing her Facebook things, we're like, oh, Alisa's living, you know.
What is the good life?
The good, shiny, nice cars, you out here and there, always with people, it looks nice, your nails are done. But you see, like, her life really changed. Her life really changed. We're like, yo, look at her, she's fancy now.
Ooh, so that's why she was shining.
Yeah.
Hectic, ladies, are we hearing this? Oh my word.
What?
So isn't he was selling her, right?
Yeah.
So in order to sell her, he needs to advertise the product.
Okay.
So advertising the product would be making her look nice, and let's say going to Santon, and then in Santon we would put her in front of like other guys who have the money to buy her.
All the package: sex trafficking, drug new, child marriage.
Yo, women.
Yeah. La che siamo a strada. Però come la
Hi everybody, welcome to Growing with PAJ.
I'm Patricia.
I'm Balisa.
And I'm Joy.
And today we'd like to send a special thank you for everybody who's been watching.
We've come this far. Honestly, we've come this far.
And we thank each and every single one of you for your likes, for your comments. Please keep them coming, Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I've got the juice today. I've got the sauce. Okay, so guys, please keep in mind that we are telling true stories. We are just changing the names. Okay, cool. So today's story is about a girl named Balisa. So we knew Balisa from like grade 7-ish, and she was always sexualized. Like she was very, you know, and then cool. We allowed her, and then like we got used to it, right? After that, it was okay, and then we moved to like high school. In high school, like around grade 10, she met this guy named Ucha. Ucha decided to introduce himself to her family.
Oh, brave. brave. I mean, how many guys introduce themselves to your family?
Especially as like an older person.
Older person?
Yeah, like maybe he was about 25, 26, going to 30, between 25 and 30.
And how old are we in
So wait,
10?
where did they even meet Ucha? Where did Balisa meet Ucha?
On the streets. Baby, the streets is enough. Because I also have testimonies of like Nigerian people making on me when I was a young child, even in school uniform.
Hectic.
Yeah.
Nasty.
So I've got my own testimonies of running away from those kind of people. It's pedophilia, like you're a pedophile.
So they met on the streets.
Yeah. And then after that now, isn't he took a liking to her, but then he realized that she's young.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided, let me go and get acquainted with her parents or her mother.
Like text.
So the mother knows them around.
But then I don't think it was immediately like when she was 16 and he was going to buy the groceries. I don't really think it was one of those things where he was making it obvious that, hey, I'm coming here to use your child.
No, I think it was a sort of thing of where, you know, us ladies, when you date someone, it's gonna show. One or the other to show up that
There's
something has changed. There's a lipstick. You've been coming here with the young Shoprite bag. You think we don't see?
Exclamation.
So honestly, I'm sure the mother eventually wanted to know
what's up.
what's up.
Yeah, that is definitely the case.
Yeah.
And maybe Ucha was also pushing it on his side.
What do you mean that the mother should know?
Know that eventually I want to meet your family.
Well,
Legalize the matter now.
okay.
Where was I?
16-year-old, 17-year-old, Balisa.
So
Meet your parents.
now he comes, he starts buying groceries inside Balisa's house.
Oh my God.
Every month they'd be buying groceries. They even took a liking to Ucha because it's like, oh, this guy, he just came from nowhere and he made things easier.
Okay.
Skip 2 years, we're in matric, and then like now we see like a couple of changes in Balisa. Like, you know, those small changes. It's like, oh, okay, cool, that's nice, that's cute. And then now, after a year later, matric year, but we took a gap year. So she started really changing, and that's when Ucha moved Balisa out of Balisa's mother's home, and then they started living together.
Hold up, did he pay the boiler or was the boiler?
Yeah, the groceries, it was the groceries. You see, so the flags were always there, that this guy always wanted something for something.
The flags were there.
Yes.
Hunger Games had something to do with it.
Yes, because I mean, a rich family will be like, okay, hold up, we have our food,
So
what is your purpose, what do you want?
What are you doing now, rich?
Yeah, in the first place.
Who's this for?
I can buy rice, Uche.
I think we should start doing that. Once I feel like once our kids start growing up, you should just be like, you know what, take over that and go buy groceries. Yeah. So that when a man comes with groceries, it looks like, what are you doing?
It's not a big deal.
You think we're hungry.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. He kept on buying groceries because he's on pallet. So I was hungry.
And chances are she was likely hungry. Was she hungry?
Okay, from the outside looking in, it didn't look bad. It didn't look like they were suffering or anything.
Okay.
But we don't ever know what's actually going on inside.
Okay, so the parents did have a stable home, the parents were working.
They were both employed. I don't know, the father, he was sending money from wherever he is. But the mother was employed and she was always buying groceries. We didn't know her as a hungry child at school. You know, there are those kids at school, you know that, this one is a hungry child.
That is true.
You know,
Unfortunately, very
it's not nice, but you can tell that, yeah. Balisa was not a hungry child. Right? Okay. Sharp. So they move in together, you know, it's nice, it's cute. She comes outside, she has makeup, all of a sudden she's got wigs. She's looking like no gap year.
Oh, gap year time. Okay.
So now we're 19, somewhere there.
Oh la la, beautiful looking and full of eggs.
Yo, we're not fertile ground.
Major fertility.
Bruh. Yeah. Okay, so she starts becoming beautiful, guys, like beautiful. And then we're like, oh, okay, cool. Let's go to Balisa. We could visit her. It was nice and visiting her. You know those friends that they come out with cheese board and biltong and it's nice and it's chips and they're laughing like,
Nice.
It was nice, like, you know. And then we're like, okay, sharp, you know, this is very nice. Like, she found herself a man. These Nigerian men, they come and they take care of you, baby. You know? Yeah, so cool. After a while, while, like, she just started getting distant. Like, very, very distant. And then we're like, Balisa is not like this.
How long was after a while?
Like, they moved in, let's say, for 6 months, where she was like, oh, come visit, hey, blah, 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 blah. After 6 months, that's when she started acting funny. Like, we'd say, hey, we want to come visit, and then she'd have a story. Or they're not around, but they would bump into her somewhere, or would bump into Ucha somewhere. And then it's like, but she said that you guys, you're not around, or something. So we got tired of it, we left it alone. Skip 2 years later, now I bump into her and I'm like, oh, you look different, because now she's calm. She's not that makeup hair girl with the nails anymore. She's just calm, like, you know. And then she's like, oh no, let's go to my place, let me tell you, whatever. So we'll get there. And she starts telling me that, oh no, it was nice in the beginning. It was nice in the beginning. Like, maybe 3 months when they were staying together, that's when, like, he started giving her drugs. Right?
What do you mean giving her drugs?
Like, okay.
3 months after starting
to live together. So he moved out of his mother's house, out of her mother's house, right? And then from her mother's house, they stayed together. In staying together, he started giving her drugs 3 months later.
Wow. Okay, that's not a good sign. I mean, what kind of drugs are we talking about? Marijuana, some mushrooms, what are we saying?
Like cocaine, something strong with power.
Addictive.
Yeah.
And probably expensive.
Why you want to turn your girlfriend into an addict? What's going on?
Hold on, baby girl. Hold on, baby girl. It's entrepreneurship. This guy is an entrepreneur with someone's daughter.
Wow, hectic. I don't know.
Okay, so he starts giving her like cocaine, and then she's taking the cocaine. And then one day she was like, he told her like, hey, you've made a bill of 15,000 of drugs. So from this bill of 15,000, how are you going to pay me, because you are eating my money? So I'm gonna need you to figure out how you're gonna pay me my money.
Hey!
15,000. Okay, my God, Palesa.
So
I mean, she was just from my school yesterday.
no, but then that's exactly the danger of a high school student dating someone who's older than her.
But then remember, they did it for 2 years. There was a long ass period there where I don't even think she knew that. Oh, this guy is grooming. Or maybe, okay, she never knew that he was grooming her into drugs, but I think she knew that he was doing drugs. Or he was selling drugs. I think she must have known this.
Was he doing drugs, Ucha? Was he drugging?
I only know from, because whenever I see Ucha was like a proper, like 25 going to 30 person. He was clean, he didn't have signs of being a nyaupe head or anything. He was just clean, he was fine. Like, you know, there were no red flags of drugs. Didn't say anything.
But maybe he's selling it.
Maybe.
In, like you said, in that time of where Palesa was doing drugs, was she doing it alone or was she doing it with him?
I don't know. I think because also she didn't really change her outside appearance when she was doing drugs. So maybe you can be doing drugs and still look clean and everything.
Yes. My
thing is, I know drug people, when they start doing drugs, they change outside, they become dirty, they don't care about how they look anymore.
Okay.
So because she was still caring about how she looks, and also he was still caring about how he looks, we didn't ever put drugs in the equation.
Maybe it was like an occasional thing.
No.
Maybe like a weekend.
Maybe that's how it started.
That's how it started. You see drugs, things like cocaine. Once you take them, they pick up who you are, who you're broken inside. That's why you see some people will still look fine, the body still looks fine. You see some people, they've lost weight, but they'll still try to keep. And then there are those who, they will completely change. Meaning now they are dirty, they don't bath, they look like hobos. That's why we have the hobos who do drugs and are now homeless. Then we have those who do drugs and are like surviving.
Yeah.
They are okay, they don't, they will see, this week I used too much, I lost weight. Next week I won't. So that
you can manage the drugs.
And there are those who are like on top there, who they do the drugs and they still look clean. And they still look fine because it's how they're brought up from inside. You see, drugs affect your emotions, it hits the emotion core. So it will check out physically in how you look, how you actually feel from the inside.
Drastic. Why would anybody want to do that?
Well, people have their own things. To be honest.
It's hectic.
No.
So
No to drugs.
No to drugs.
Let's go to drugs.
So cool. They started doing the bill of 15K.
Imagine.
So she was like to Ucha, me, you know that I'm using your money to do everything. Where do you think I'm gonna get 15,000? He was like, oh, don't worry, I can help you to get this 15,000 that you owe me.
He came up with the problem and the solution.
Yes.
Hectic. Beware.
Meaning he caused that problem so he can
Yes.
fix
Yeah, that's a villain. That's like the definition of a bad guy.
it. I beg.
Bro. Okay, cool. So now Uche calls his friend and then they're speaking their language, right? So she can't understand what they're talking. And then the friend gets to their apartment and then Uche tells Balisa, go to the bedroom. So Balisa goes to the bedroom, she's lying on the bed waiting because she's like, okay, maybe they're going to discuss, after discussing, they're going to like, tell her what's the way forward, how they're going to make that 15K so she can no longer owe Uche. Okay.
So she's in the bed, she's trying la, she's in a good mood, she's like, oh, I'm gonna get 15K off my back.
Wow.
So as she's lying on the bed waiting for feedback, Uche's friend comes into the room.
Uche's friend
comes into the room and she was like, no, but she was expecting Uche to come to the room so Uche can say, let's go to the living room and discuss how you're going to make this 15K with my friend.
Yeah.
The friend is in the room and then she's like, hey, no, I'm waiting for Uche, why are you in the room? Like, she's surprised that this guy's in the room. So she goes to Uche, she's like, Uche, your friend is in the room and like it's like he's trying to take off his clothes. Like, what the hell?
I'm dressing.
What So she was like, Uche was like to her, bruh, you owe me 15K. How do you think I was gonna make the 15K from you? Because the only thing I've been benefiting from you as you've been inside my house is your pussy. So because that is your biggest asset, that's how you're going to make this money for me.
Oh my God, Uche.
So Uche would pimp her out, bruh. She doesn't know how many guys that she slept with, trying to pay this 15K. And then the other thing that's also funny in the situation is she wasn't getting the money. Like those guys, they would come, they'd bang her. After banging her, they'd give Uche the money. So she doesn't even know if she's paid her bill long time.
Yeah, and then, oh my wow.
And then we just give her some small money saying, you see now it's better you're becoming independent. This nigga, like, oh my God, what do you mean independent?
So Uche was also still sleeping with her at night?
Yes, now that's his girlfriend.
Nasty.
Ew. But it, like...
So was it like a daily job or was it like a weekend thing only?
I don't know that part. But I'm sure like she had to do shanties because like she paid that 15K. So I don't know how in the spacing of how many men at once. But what she had to sleep with a lot of men.
Okay, so let's talk about options that PALESA would have had. If she would have had, okay? So PALESA went to a nice ass school.
Yeah.
That her mom was paying from her pocket, I'm sure. And now, for some reason, she decided to pick up her dust.
But that dust presented itself as clay,
as a solid
something great. Because that dust was going to her mother's house in buying groceries, and her mother was like, "Woo, wow!"
So her mother was capable of taking her to a nice school, so she had a level of some sort of knowledge, and she was okay with Mr. Uche here kidnapping her precious little daughter.
But then the thing is, when she was 16, it wasn't like obvious that Uche wants to have romantic ties with this girl. He just thought, no, the mother just thought probably that, no, like there's this nice guy who has taken a liking to my daughter and wants to make sure that she does wow.
What? I think, I think people should comment and tell us if this is a situation, like in your life circle.
So you're telling me a 27-year-old man
would take a
liking into a 16, 17-year-old girl because he just wants to make sure she's okay? I mean, at this day and age, men don't even become friends with you for free. They're expecting something out of your friendship.
Yes, it's true. Hey, I want to be friends, and then you go, I believe you. My heart beats. Yeah, man.
I don't want anything serious. Yeah, you can just be friends,
Come over to my place.
So yeah, no shame. The mother, yes, also her, she needed to take a look at the situation.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it happened. She was also a fool.
Were there other siblings?
It's Balisa and her younger brother.
Occupied?
It's Balisa and her younger brother.
Was the mother working maybe like a night job, maybe like a healthcare professional?
Government professional,
So
she's
not
back at 4 o'clock, yes.
But I feel like also the problem was with PALESA, because PALESA never actually looked at it as a problem. I mean, at that point in time when immediately, if my partner was to tell me now, okay, you're gonna have to pay 50,000 for the drugs. Honestly, as me, knowing myself, I think I'll wait for that guy to sleep. Tomorrow, early in the not even early in the morning, that same night, go to police station. I'm telling you, Ucha was gonna be arrested. For the yes.
For the mere fact that he told you to pay for the drugs?
No, for the mere fact that number one, he introduced you to drugs. Number two, then now he wants you to pay for drugs. That the police are going to ask you, were you buying it or was he giving you? He was giving me. It's a gift. He was giving me a donation.
You can't claim like a gift. You can come here and bill me later that
You see, she would have like ended this thing.
And then she was a tiny little girl, and this guy started molding her from 16 years old, positioning him as I'm your helper. You know, now she's in that position where no, I can't disappoint him. He has done so and so. He is, you know, because that's what grooming does. They put you in a position where you look at them as it is impossible for me to get out of this situation. Like the only way out of this is through it. Because this guy just cooked her and pressure cooked her and roasted her and ovened
And stewed
Because by
her.
the time he's pulling this 15,000 rand, she was in her 20s, right?
Yeah, 1920.
1920.
And she was cooked.
Plus or minus
Very
4
well.
years. That's a full degree. You have to understand, she already looks at this man as, plus we did not talk about Palace's dad.
Balisa's dad sends money from wherever it is. So that's how she could go to nice schools and everything. That's how, like, when
So he's not really in the picture.
But yeah, he loves her through money. Like the only way Balisa, he's not a present father. The only way he loves Balisa was through money.
And that's how she knew Ucha loved her, because it was through all of those goodies.
And also the presents,
The presents and all the buying. Oh,
So it was like, my dad, but at least it's here.
Yeah. And then he started touching her slowly. Oh my God, makes him know the neighbor.
So when did the mother find out they were actually dating?
like when we were 18.
Matric.
And you know, girls were very naughty. I think we should listen to our moms. Coming from me, who did not listen to my mom, I recommend we listen to our moms. They know a few things. They know something. I promise you, they know. I'm grown. And I'm telling you.
Listen to your parents.
Listen to your parents. There's a reason why God gave them you, because they knew how to cook you, particularly.
Honestly, this is what I feel like. No matter how much harsh your parents can be, you understand? At the end of the day, there's no point of you holding it. I feel like if maybe now I wanna be friends with my daughter. Let me not say friends with my daughter, but I want her to feel comfortable enough to sit down with me and just tell me anything without having to think, is my mom gonna react or not? Because at the end of the day, I feel like if PALESA had actually someone who was old enough, someone who she was actually looking up to, she would have told them like A, B, and C.
Someone would have noticed that she's not.
You understand? You understand?
This guy out of the situation, because our kid was sober, she was doing good, she was in a proper school, she was
But
about to go
remember,
to
he
uni.
pulled her out of people who love her and know her. Like, all of a sudden, seeing Balisa was by mistake. It became by mistake when we see Balisa. We visiting her was like, oh, okay, sure. But when we see her by mistake, she was proper, she was fine, she was clean. We couldn't see that there's any signs of drugs.
Okay, so now we cannot blame the past. Moving forward,
Honestly.
couples who take your kids away from you, you should be concerned. I mean, you should see your kid, even if they're staying with their boyfriend, that does not mean they're no longer your children. It's your DNA that runs in their blood, and you are entitled as a mother to pack your bag and go and press that door. Ding ding, I'm here for the weekend. Yeah, you've taken away my daughter. The only way I'm going to see my daughter is to come here. Then the mother could have picked up some. We are not blaming Mama PALESA by any means. We are just trying to figure out how we could have prevented this whole particular trauma that occurred to PALESA.
Okay, Balisa, no. Okay, so Balisa is now sleeping with guys, getting the money. Ucha's friends, yes.
For you,
All the guys that
even you, Ucha's friends, like, how does this go? Hi, come and sleep with my girlfriend.
Maybe there are friends who knew that they wanted her from a long time because obviously
Which
they
kind
were.
of scam is this one? How can we name it?
No, it's just prostitution. It's human trafficking.
Human trafficking.
It's human trafficking.
Oh my God.
Once.
That is indeed true. Wow.
Sorry,
Balisa, sorry.
So now she's out here sleeping with these randos and she's used to it now. Plus, she takes more drugs and then she increases the bill. You see, so instead of decreasing the bill, but she needs the drugs at this point
because now she's been having them for some time.
Yeah, and also like the trauma of sleeping with this guy she doesn't want to sleep with. She needs the drugs.
Yeah, that is human trafficking. They do that. They drag all of these women before they bring them into like the sex trade. Shandies.
So after all of that shame, she decides like, dude, me, I no longer want to do this thing. She tells him, like, I don't want to sleep with your friends for the money anymore.
Oh, kudos. She did?
Yeah, she did. Did he not beat her up? Like,
oh yeah, I was also anticipating that. That's why I was there like, kudos. Like, okay.
So he beat her up and then cool. He was like, oh, so you don't want to sleep with people anymore? It's fine. It's fine. So the next day now, he started like giving her another hustle.
What do you mean?
Trafficking the drugs. So instead of sleeping with my friends, I'm going to give you to another group of friends who are going to make you traffic the drugs from.
Why did Balisa run away like any other person?
Guys, shame Balisa, like she saw the life, the good life. Also, when we were seeing her Facebook things, we were like, oh, Balisa's living, you know.
What is the good life?
The good, shiny, nice cars, you out here and there, always with people, it looks nice, your nails are done. Bottle, you see, like, her life really changed. Her life really changed. We're like, yo, look at her, she's fancy now. Like, she was living nice from the outside looking in. It was like, oh, Balisa, you're doing well.
So that time they were just feeding the pig for the slaughter. That's why she was looking at getting her like feeling like she cannot get away from this life.
And also remember, like, if he's trafficking her, obviously he had to put her in like places where his friends and other people who can pay can see her so they can pay.
Ooh, so that's why she was shining.
Yeah.
Hectic, ladies, are we hearing this? Oh my word.
What?
So isn't he was selling her, right?
Yeah.
So in order to sell her, he needs to advertise the product.
Okay.
So advertising the product would be making her look nice, and let's say going to Santon, and then in Santon we put her in front of like other guys who have the money to buy her.
So this whole time she's thinking she's doing the good life, can't she's on the market. All these beautiful trips, and I mean, girls, we should be careful. Like, why would we really need to be careful about who we allow into our lives.
I'm telling you. So now, how she realized that is because some of the customers, she met them on her exposure, on her like outside with the Ucha.
Good life.
Yes. Then she'd be like, I saw you, but now you're climbing me.
You're here panting on my chair, on my face.
You're sweating on me. So, cool. Now he's like, okay, sharp. So you don't want to sleep with guys anymore. So let's do you trafficking. So she was trafficking drugs for him, trafficking drugs with his friends, and then the one time she spoke to one of his friends and he was like, no, but we pay Uche a certain amount. How much does he give you? And then she was like, no, every run is 2K, he only gives me 2K. And then they were like, no, he's robbing you. So now we're going to give you the money directly, we're not going to give you. So they were...
Wait, so for every run she was getting 2K?
Yes. But she was supposed to be getting like a lot more than 2K. Sure. So they decided, no, they're going to pay Balisa directly. If Balisa pays Uche, that's on them. Ne? So there were the runs that Uche was giving Balisa, and then there were the runs that Balisa was getting from
the friends.
Yes.
Okay.
So in the money
so
of...
it was a drug mule?
Yeah, shame.
Wow.
Shame. So in the money of...
package, sex trafficking, drug mule, child marriage.
Shame. So the money that she was getting from trafficking from her friends on the side. She was saving it. She wasn't spending it or anything.
Kudos, Palesa. Yes, girl. Save.
And then the money that she was making for Uche, like, he would take her, and now she knows that this guy's robbing me. He's only paying me 2K. Meanwhile, he's supposed to be paying me 8 to 10K.
Haran.
Wow.
And he's only giving half.
Not even half. Not even 40%. I
Such
beg.
stinginess.
Like, cool. So he would like sit down there and then pay her the 2,000, like it was the same. And he would even say things like, yeah, now you're becoming independent.
Hectic. Now you're becoming independent. Wow.
You just come from selling this girl for sex. And then now you are endangering her life and her freedom. And you have the guts to say now you are becoming independent.
And he's probably feeding his family there in Nigeria.
Yeah,
They
100%.
probably think he has a job.
100%.
Nasty.
He's just a weirdo. A fool as weirdo. So, cool. She's saving her money on the side, and then she's also taking Uche's money. And then one day she decides to tell Uche, like, Uche, me, I'm no longer, I'm fine with your things. I believe I've paid you your money, and plus I've been buying my own drugs. So there's no way the bill can go up. Can you stop now? I don't want anything. Uche was like, there's no such thing as that. There's no such thing as that. Oh yeah, I forgot. Like, so in between all of this thing that happened before she stopped
Selling her body.
before the drugs, before trafficking the drugs. Did she not open an account for Uche? Did she not open a bank account for Uche? So that story is, so he asked her like, yo, I don't have the legal documentation to open an account, but I've got this money that's coming in. Please open an account for me. You give me the card, and then I'll give you just some cash for you to open the account. So she was happy to have that cash. She went, she opened the account. She gave Uche the card with the pin. She doesn't know the pin. The banking app is on Uche's phone. So she doesn't have access to anything that's going on in that account. She doesn't know nothing about that account. So Uche was filling up the account, making sure that it looked nice, like, something credible. The bank called Uche, they offered him a loan. A loan. So Uche now, he goes home to where Balisa is. He makes her sign. Balisa doesn't know what she's signing. She just signs a paper that Uche gave her.
Why do you sign a paper that Uche wrote? What story?
No,
Can we all just come up with a story that you think Uche told her to make her sign?
the hectic.
What was the story you think Uche told her?
Maybe we are getting a flat together.
Yeah, okay.
Honestly, I think that's the only way I put my signature down.
Okay,
It's
okay.
a bond,
Okay,
something.
Because bank card, there's nothing for you to sign. It's already done before they even give you the bank card.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yes,
okay, so-
and you have to be there to open the card. No one can open a card with your name.
Yes.
But the loan thing now, probably on his banking app, you got the notification that, hey, you qualify for a loan.
And now everything is online. So, wow. Okay, so maybe you did tell her that you're moving out and you need to get a loan. Or you need to sign for the flight.
Something.
So she signed.
So she signed the paper, and then,
Fuck it.
like, it's whatever. And then, cool, she's living her life. Now we're getting to this situation where she's like, Uche, I don't want to have like anything with you anymore. Like, it's fine, I don't want again. And then, which is like, there's no such thing. We are here together, we ride together, we die together. Yeah, the legal reason I'm in South Africa. So, if you're thinking that you're just going to leave, you're crazy, because
Imagine.
I'm still making money in this South.
Imagine.
So,
Using you. Not only did I sex traffic you, but you pushed my drugs for me. Then on top of that, I go ahead and rob you and pay you less than 15%. Then out. Oh, PALESA.
yeah.
This is giving me a headache.
It's a lot.
I'm telling you.
So now, she tries to go to the bank to open her own account for the money that she's been saving for the side.
Okay.
When she goes to the bank to open an account, they're like, no, when you already have an account and it's been flagged for fraud. It's been flagged for fraud, so we don't want you in our account. Like, we don't want you again. So remember, now she opens an account at FNB, and then she also has another one for him at Capitec, and another one for him at AXA, and another one for him at Nedbank. You see?
So this guy has 4 different cards and 4 different banks.
Yes.
And they can't have so many banks, that's not smart.
In her name. And then, like, every bank she went to, they were like, no, bruh, you are tagged for fraud in our bank, we don't want you. In fact, you are blacklisted. Look at the money that you owe. She's like, the money that I owe? What are you talking about? And then they gave her, like, you see, a soft copy of the page that she remembers signing of Ucha. But she didn't know that this is a loan.
Oh, wow.
So they showed her, like, here's the money. In your account, there was money for you to be eligible for this loan. But now all of a sudden we give you the loan, you took it out of your account, you sent it somewhere else. So there's no money in your account and you're not paying the loan.
He took it to Nigeria now.
Or maybe Ucha saw when they first offered him the first loan, he's like, oh, so this can happen. So he did that with all the other banks.
Yes. That's how she was also living life. Do you understand that this guy milked her and milked her and milked her?
And he said the only reason I'm in South Africa is because of you. Ha!
My little rights in South Africa.
But that is something we should be aware of as women. That you can think you are living this good life and your man is providing for you, you can see at the background, you're the provider here because
oh my God.
you find all of these groceries he's been getting is from all the loans that she was getting from her name.
Now I personally feel like, you know what guys, when we're in a relationship, our banking accounts is the last thing we should even be talking about. You can open my banks, I beg, no big problem. But my bank accounts, my information, please. Please leave it. Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would rather know that you broke my heart, not fucked my credit score.
Yeah. That's like another level of breakup.
I can move on then. I will move on, but because at the end of the day, Ucha, he's like an invisible man. Let's call him like that because now he's like a ghost. Exactly. Because now PALESA is now going in the bank is now telling her like, no, you took out loans from us.
Yeah, not
and you never even value paying. Then you transfer it to another account. When they say transfer it to another account, meaning now it's probably out of the country. It's not even within the country. Because if it was transferred to Capitec, they would have known. They would have known. You understand? But they said you transferred it somewhere else. You probably that money within the country. It's now in another country. You guys know, I know you want love, but no, not like this show.
You're right.
No.
Now credit score messed
Down. So she goes to, like, you know, there are those banks that will take your money.
Yeah.
You see, I wanted to say it, but I was like, let someone else do it. So she went there, she put her money, and then she went now to Ucha, like, trying to figure out, like, yo, bro,
What did you do?
what did you do? So the first time she's calling Ucha, hey, my credit score's I'm coming, stop shouting, I'm coming. Did he come? There was no Ucha. Maybe a week went by, there was no Ucha.
Whoa.
He finally knew, and he knew now that what if she's calling the police? What if as we speak in the police are behind her?
But she wasn't calling the police.
No, let me tell you something, a man is always 10 steps ahead of you.
But what I'm saying is, Balisa was not even thinking about police.
But I'm sure Ucha,
He was thinking Balisa and Balisa together.
you see.
No, Balisa was thinking about the police. So she was just thinking the money that she has, she's gonna now at least pay one of the banks and see how she can do like a consolidation of all that debt and then have a monthly installment. Because isn't she has this money on the side that she's been working for? So she calls him again. She's like, no, you know what? I have a plan. I've been saving my 2,000 that you've been giving me. So don't worry about it. We can fix it. Ucha comes back, bastard.
Yes, she said she had money. That is the only way a man will come back, I promise you.
Shame. So Ucha came back. And now she was like, okay, you know what? I want to like slowly back up this thing, back away, and make sure that I take the money from Ucha so I can pay the things that he's done. So now she also started like poking the holes in his business, seeing other holes. If there's a hole here for human trafficking, she was there. So she started contacting some of the people who she knows they're not necessarily his friends, but he sold them to her. So he contacted them, and then she was starting to do their business dealings with them. Either it was trafficking, if it was like,
What do you mean trafficking?
like if they want other girls, she'd be like a nice girl and then help them get those girls.
She would bring other girls to these people.
Like you see, there's an angle where you don't feel sorry for Balisa,
But there's also an angle where it's like, oh, Balisa was
Because now you need to remember the grooming has.
it's been years by now. It's
Years,
been years, more than 5 years.
She's within the system. She's part of the system.
So the only way to know is to work the system.
They use a
So now
big-
she's gonna bring more girls.
No, but then what she was saying is like the girls that she was bringing are girls who already wanted that life.
The ladies who are looking for this kind of man.
Yes, so it's not like she was introducing, oh, Patricia, who would never do that.
She was introducing coaches.
Yeah, like the ones who want this, oh, my friend.
Coaches, yeah. They know what they're in for.
Yes. You came here to sell bums. Please don't tell us stories. Sell your bums.
Okay.
Take your money.
Okay. So she enterprised her despair.
So now she started her own things, even Uche behind. Uche found out. So he went to one of her, like, the houses, it's like a flat, where the girls, they are helping each other pay for that flat, so that they can just do all of the things that they're doing there together. There's no one who's running the thing, they like together. If there's a debt here that needs to be paid, everybody must figure out that debt. That's the kind of girls that she was staying with, right? In fact, she wasn't staying there, she was a part of those girls, but she was staying with Uche because Uche shouldn't know that there's this business here going on. He found out, he went to that flat, he mashed up the place, I beg he, hey, you hoes, destroying the place.
Wow.
The one of the girls, they called the police. The police, they took him. Uche paid back from the police. Uche was out the next day. You know now.
No, but at least she tried.
Yeah.
At least she tried. That one who called the police, at least she tried. She was probably like, ah, fuck this shit, man.
Nah. Yo, he went, but at least now there's a case number and there's something that shows that you see. There's this guy.
With his passport. Yeah, with his details, his information.
Yeah, there's this guy who committed this crime.
Hectic.
Yeah. The ending of Uche. Welcome to the last chapter. So, Uche now became like a stokanyan. Like it was like he was forgetting that he's got businesses to attend to. He was, and also like he couldn't use Palesa's details anymore because he ruined her credit score and everything. So there's nothing left to live. And then he was jealous probably because like Balisa is living a good life. She's still going out. She's still going to Santon. She's still going shopping. She like, what is this? And his life is deteriorating. Yeah, he started stalking the babe. He started stalking the babe.
Uche was given the diamond. He took the diamond, cut it into pieces, melted some of it. Some of it, threw it away. Now it's diamondless. No money, no ID, no credit score, nothing.
Yeah,
that was not smart. Not smart at all.
And he didn't value her because now when he meets her, she's there looking at him from her balcony like, that's a peasant.
Honestly.
So he started stalking her. One day she went out with her friends and then he was there outside the club like, come outside. And it's like,
nigga, what you doing?
So the bouncers, they went to go like bounce him away from there. They're like, and then like she went home with her friends. She's like, no guys, we need to move out from this sunny side because it's crazy now.
Yeah.
You see? And then they moved. Uche, I don't know who gave Uche where she stays again. He broke in.
But why doesn't she like get him arrested?
She loves him. There's an angle where she loves him.
Okay, can we just talk about love, guys? It's a chemical compound. It's chemistry. It's a reaction. It's not an artificial thing that can make you now ruin your life because you love him. Please stop it. You also love your mom.
Your mom's not making you ruin your life.
I feel like you ruin your life.
I feel like Palesa, yes, even Palesa had a nice heart though, because after everything that she's gone through.
Me, I would have died a long time. I would have died a long time. The very first time I had money in my pocket, I was gonna be in Mozambique, I was gonna be in Botswana. Before you know it, I'm in the States. I am out. You'll never see the back of me. I want to allow him access to me.
Remember now. PALESA is now pushing drugs, not only for Ucha but also for Ucha's friends. So she's still within the circle.
And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Me, I would have broken free. I don't think I would have continued further.
But remember, this is where your money's coming from.
Fuck where my money's coming from. I want my freedom. I want out of this environment.
This was your first income that you are now doing it well and they're paying it straight to you.
Yes.
Your first job.
She
didn't have any job, right?
She didn't. And then also the trauma of Ucha saying, now you're becoming independent.
Me, I was going to be independent effective immediately. I was not going to give Ucha any longer time of my life. He was, the moment he put a blue rand Nelson Mandela in my hands, he was not going to see me again. Why didn't she go home? Me, I'm still traumatized in all of this. Why it never crossed her mind.
What happened to university with PALESA after high school?
What university when like everything is there?
Once you see money, it's very hard for you to go to school.
What university? Exactly. What university?
Because why are you going to school? To make the money. Okay, I'm making the money.
This guy's making the money now.
So after breaking it, what happened?
So he broke in, he found one of the girls. The girl was like, she was newish, so she didn't really know the full extent of the story. Can't you actually that guy for Balisa? Why are you breaking in? And then he started his charm, started finessing her, they fight.
She can be my next victim. I can carry her, make her take her ID to the team.
Guy of PALESA, so the whole drama parts, Lord and
yeah, so they fry the chips. One of the friends come home, they find this guy. Like, this is PALESA's Ucha. What are you doing with PALESA's Ucha? And they're just like, no, I want to see if we can date. It's like, bruh, can't you see that he broke in the house? Like, the was broken because this guy was coming here to look for PALESA, but you decided to sleep with this guy who came here to stalk somebody who's not you.
Ooh. So your man just came here, broke in,
and you're
we are in a fight now. All of a sudden, you're opening your legs for him.
Women, are we okay? I don't understand that logic.
No, we're not. So now the other friend, she's calling everybody, like all the girls who stay in that flat. She was like, guys, I've got news, group chat, everybody, be in the group chat. So she's taking videos, she's showing that, hey guys, like, look, this is the situation. But Balisa gets mad, she comes. When she comes, she's like angry, like, now it's the side of her where he never saw, he was never ready for this side. Isn't he beat her up and she was still like, she just came and she was like, when she walked in, she beat that girl first. First point of what I was beating that girl.
She didn't take few slaps because that's not normal.
First of all, we took you from the dustbin that you came out of.
Oh, she's from the bins, no wonder. If you're from the bin, you eat anything,
You know,
no matter if you broke in or you opened the door.
Sad.
So we took you from the bin. You told us that you wanted our lifestyle. We told you that we can plug you in. We gave you customers who paid you well to sleep with them. And then you have the audacity to sleep with this guy we are all running away from this guy. We all have a case because this guy broke into our previous home while he was stalking this Balisa. But you decided that you're going to sleep with Hector in our new home. That we have only because we're running away from this guy.
But then in her defense, guys, she is new, she did not get this full induction.
But she was there in the fight, that fight where she saw this guy for Balisa. She was there. So she doesn't need much story to call the police and say, hey, this guy broke in once, now he's breaking in again. Instead, she didn't call the police, she slept with him.
Maybe she was trying to come in the situation, thought maybe this guy gonna stab me. So let me just sleep with him and he won't stab me. No! We never know what was going through her mind. Maybe he's selling her body, so which means she also has her own traumas, her own other level of understanding. Because
sure, and maybe it was rape, but we're not gonna say it as rape because they're already selling. And that's so sad. That is sad. Like rape is rape. Rape is rape is rape. As long as there was a no, it's rape. But then the way she was defending the guy, apparently was like,
she was okay with it.
Yes, like that was consensual sex.
Let's not judge the lady. She has her own drama.
Yeah, she knew why she slept with that Ucha.
And PALESA.
So
Okay, she set herself free from this idiot. How do you
Balisa now comes. She's got these bigger guys.
Oh yeah, but it's got guns now.
Balisa's like, you know what? I've let you do this. I've let you do that. I'm halfway in fixing my credit score. I've let you turn my family against me. I've let you do everything you possibly could. I let you sell me. In fact, I'm selling my body today because of you. You are the one who taught me this thing. And now you still, after I have left you, I'm not even asking you to pay the debt.
The debt, because you definitely pay the debt.
And now you still want to come and ruin my life when yours is going down the drain. Those boys, they took him, they beat him. After, like, you know, they beating him. So she was like, no, you know what, stop. I also need to, like, put my punches. She went, she beat him, she beat him. And then there was a time when he was trying to, like, fight Balisa back, because now it's not the boys. It's Balisa. He was trying to fight Balisa back. Those boys, when they saw that, oh, you want to fight Balisa, they came back.
Woman beat.
They came back. They gave him. And then after that, they were like, it's either you are going to beat Balisa or we're going to beat you. We're just going to beat you. Every time you bother Balisa, we're going to beat you. If Balisa becomes killed or there's anything that happens to Balisa, we are looking for you. So that's when he was like, okay, so it's fine. It's fine. That's how he left Balisa.
How old roughly was Balisa at this time?
By this time, maybe she was 27.
My God.
Oh my.
And then he was in his mid to late 30s.
Oh my word. That's almost 10 plus years. You see how one small mistake, just one small hello in the street can like roast your life.
I don't even talk to people anymore, bro.
Yo,
I feel bad sometimes, you know, people like hello, and then my mouth is not moving. I'm like, what is it?
Anybody who just tries to make an extra conversation is like,
I don't know what you want. I don't know your emotion.
Stop right there, bruh. I am not interested.
Bruh. Because all these stories, they make it. First of all, it's something that I saw with my own eyes. So already it traumatized me with stereotyping Nigerians. Because, as I said, as a young girl, I had Nigerians macking on me in my school uniform.
There's no way you can justify that. At least if I was outside, I was dressed in my short skirt, my titties were out, and then I was looking like maybe I'm 21. Then I wouldn't blame them. But I'm walking in my school uniform. You can see my school bag is even heavy for me. And you still come to me and say, me, I like you, or me, I can take care of you now. What? Like, that for me was crazy. Like, those were crazy things. Like, who does that?
And then on top of that, you see them doing these weird things to even our aunties, like big people. Girls you knew they were normal, now all of a sudden they are not normal. They are not normal. There was this colored chick, she was normal. She dated a Nigerian. On that time when we knew that, no, Nigerians will take care of you, they'll give you money, whatever. She dated him, and then also her life started to deteriorate. But she didn't make it out like Balisa. Today you can find her and she's a hobo.
She didn't have anyone to talk to or anyone.
How many times that has these things happened to girls all around because of dating the wrong person?
Yeah, dating the wrong person. Also, I feel like this is how you know you're dating the wrong person. Quick summary. If they give you drugs that are addictive, this is very strange. I feel like if you're in a relationship and you already do drugs, then it's okay for your partner. You guys, it's your thing. You're already druggies. But if you're not into drugs and this person tells you, I love you, here, snort some coke. No.
I feel like ladies, we need to understand something. You see, I feel like, you know what makes them into like this is who you are. What you are as a person. So if you're not someone who doesn't take drugs, there's no pressure. I've seen lots of couples out there who you know that the man is doing something white, but the woman doesn't even drink at all. She doesn't even smoke at all.
It's positive relationships.
Yes, she knows who she
not
is.
to impose the druggie on her.
Not to per se say that he didn't impose. You might find maybe they were sitting watching TV and he was busy chopping up his lines.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I have to join you in chopping up your lines.
But in him chopping up his lines, he never said, baby, put your nose here.
Yes, because that is the imposing. Because now, remember, Ucha was telling the girl,
Put your nose.
But I feel like if Palesa had known herself, maybe she would have said no. That's
But she was young.
Unfortunately,
She was
a younger
She was young. They groomed her from when she was 16, bro. From when she was 16.
I feel like young ladies who are watching, here's what you need to know. You are the prize. This is where you need to understand what is true. It's not him who's the prize. You, darling, are the prize.
Your age, your beauty,
your beauty, your growth. That's why he came out of his car. He whistled and whistled and whistled and whistled and whistled and walked until he came to you and took you out of your particular moment to attend to him. So please don't compromise who you are for him. It defeats the purpose.
That is true. That is true. And I feel like girls who are young, especially like you're 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. No offense, yeah, some girls will be like, I feel like people my age I don't really get along with people my age. I get along with people who are 28, 30. Girl. Leave those people alone.
Beware of older people, they're dangerous.
Leave those people. Rather, I always tell people, rather stick with your age mates. Yes, you might not have a successful day, or yes, you might not do something that's successful, but you know what? You're not putting your life in jeopardy. Because all you need is to put your foot in the wrong door. And it's open forever. And it will only take you again to come back and close that same door. That's why it took Balisa 10 fucking years.
To come and beat this guy up.
Imagine. It took that girl not less than an hour to call the police on Ucha, even though he came out and she did something. If Balisa had done that, maybe by then he would have thought, shit, if Balisa is capable of doing this, imagine who else has she told about this to. Imagine how many other people out there looking at me who know that I did this to Balisa, who might just come and beat me up. He got beaten up by a couple of strangers and now all of a sudden he was afraid of, oh no, I won't do it again. So some of these things, we lead ourselves into it because you feel like maybe you don't have money or you don't have parents to talk to.
When you're 16, that's why you don't have money.
Stick around with people your age, even though yes, they are boring, yes, they're not, you guys are not going out or whatever, because believe me, older people will introduce you to something that's probably not good for you, and then now you start doing that thing for the rest of your life, and then you ask yourself, how the hell did I get here? You don't even remember. You don't even have a clue. And now you're in your 20s and you have awkward behaviors and you're sitting around people and they're looking at you like,
I know that.
who did you go? You understand? And now these are people your age where now you guys want to be together, because personally for me, I want to hang out with people my age. You understand? I feel like at this point age in time, there's nothing wrong with the 40-year-old man coming to approach me, but I'll question him. Like, I'm the like 32s, 33s, I'm still way too young. You understand? And can you stop dating for hunger? This thing of thinking, oh no, he buys me groceries, he does my weed, he does my nails, he buys me clothes, and I'm serious. People are doing land for women, people are giving women jobs, people are paying money into their accounts, people are buying cars for ladies, people are taking ladies out on a trip. Don't come and tell me about clothes and shoes, bro. Clothes and shoes, this thing deteriorates. Hey, if I go outside there and I step on something, it's gone. It's gone. But there are men out there who can actually invest in you. Don't come and tell me about nails, guys. Like, or clothes.
Yes, if you can't afford the nails, buy someone how to do them. That would be a good skill. Instead of giving out your whole soul. Well, some of these men, they can see. You see, like Uche, he probably saw Balisa in the spirit and saw how bright her light is. I mean, you can see how she took a bad situation and turned it into a profitable something. So imagine if she was put in fertile soil, where there was no Uche, where there was no all of that trauma, but she could have been. And then this man saw how bright she was and took it. So you have to really understand. You need to question. I mean, we're in that era in time where everybody wants money and they don't care how they get it.
And people are willing to use people. That is one thing I can tell you. You understand? So the mere fact that Palesa was in this relationship where she was sex trafficked and then she also sold drugs. Then she came out there and sold her own drugs. and she gave him her ID. I mean, imagine if Ucha was the right guy. Where was Ucha and Palesa would have been by now? Far. Fucking far. If they had both said that, you know what, fuck, let's sell these drugs together. Okay? I'm going to give you a bank account, but I want to see what's happening.
Yes,
I want to see each and every transaction. Before you do any online transaction, I need to be there. there would have been so much fun. Because now, Uche, you know, that's the thing I like about life, ne? This PALESA story is a karma. What Uche did to PALESA is what PALESA ended up doing to Uche. Is what the world ended up doing to Uche. Because now Uche, he has no money. He has no one to put his finances. No one trusts him. Obviously, if you're willing to push your girlfriend for sex to me, I can't trust you.
Yeah,
as a friend. Honestly, even me eventually I was gonna cut ties with you. So now Uche went and picked up this girl who had this light, burned her light. Now there's no light at all, and his light also switched off.
Karma, baby.
Karma is real.
So people who are going around there doing bad things to people, either you're a woman or a male, it will come back to you.
Your own
And
question.
when it does,
Press down.
you will not see it coming.
Running over.
It will cook you the same way Uche took time to cook PALESA. From the time she was 16 to the now when they're staying together. Same thing will happen. So guys, let's not do bad things to people.
And young ladies, I also have something to say to you guys. So if somebody is not in your age bracket, you need to also understand that they come with experiences in life. Those experiences in life, they also try to manipulate people who are their age, right? And they saw that, okay, some of the people my age, some of them they can fall for my manipulations, but most of them they don't, because the women my age, they ain't up for this shit. They look at it, they're like, this is shit, and no.
You can see clear.
Right? So, based on the fact that they cannot get people their age, they have to take somebody who does not have experience in life and make themselves the experience, so that whatever they do to you is normal because you don't know any better.
Yeah.
So people who are older than you can manipulate you in ways that it looks like love because you don't know any better. Stay with people your age because they can actually love you beyond material things. Because people who have the material things can use those things just as bait to get into you.
That is true.
Regardless of if it's a man or a woman, you need to, as a child, stick with people who have your best interest at heart. And somebody who has your best interest at heart will not give you the same thing that they're teaching you in school is bad. In school, we are taught that drugs are bad. Someone who has your best interest at heart would never do that. They'd be like, no, don't do drugs. Just like all the other adults who care about you say, don't do drugs. You see? So understand, between when you're a teenager, you should be with other teenagers. So I feel like it's not statutory rape if a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old are sleeping together because you guys are age mates.
You were probably trying it out. It was an experiment. So it probably went south because the other one didn't like it.
It's not right.
Yes, it's not right.
It's not right.
It's not. Yeah. But now, when you are a 16-year-old who's making out with a 27-year-old, maybe that's rape.
Right?
That guy has so much life experience to get you in a situation where you should not be in. And you're going to think it's okay because you lack experience.
Jesus Christ.
So that's the thing about dating older people. And yeah, guys, I really, really hope you enjoyed the story of Balisa.
Yes, and we learned from PALESA
a lot.
Balisa went through it so that we can listen and know that some things we do, some things we don't do.
Yes.
Anyway,
thank you so very much for watching. We're very excited for you giving us our time and allowing us into your homes. I hope you had a great time.
Thank you for giving us the views, the comments. We really love and appreciate you. We'll try our best to spread our wings, and we'll try our best to give you more stories that we can learn from. That's the whole point, is to learn from, so that you know, oops, am I in a better position? Am I in a bad position? Can I be better? Can I do better? Do I know a PALESA? Is there a PALESA in my life that maybe I can share this story to, and maybe our life can change? We don't need to have PALESAs running around.
One PALESA is enough.
One PALESA is enough. Honestly, she did 10 years. 10 years for all the girls. That's enough. For us to learn.
And then guys, if you have your stories that you'd like to share with us, please comment on our Facebook channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Yo, that was fun.